Man here. I was watching Ken Patterson today, which he's on right now, and he's talking about how much it costs to get into the hobby. If you want high-end stuff, like I was telling you before, if you want high-end stuff, you want to pay some money. There's just no way around it. But just to start the hobby, man, right here. Look at this railroad, guys. This is a starter set railroad. I turned it into a shelf layout. Good engine right there. That's like that's a Bachmann engine, but it runs like an Atlas engine. Probably better than an Atlas engine. You don't have to do a lot of maintenance. I had this engine for about 4 or 5 years, and it still runs perfectly today. Still runs good. You got HO cars. You're probably gonna pay some money for HO cars, man. But look, I went and got, what do you call it? Hot Wheels. People, look, man, you don't gotta be prototypical. You don't have to be to enjoy the hobby of railroading. You don't. You listen to people, because I listen to Ken, and he's right. This is a very expensive hobby. It is. This costs more than your average RC. You can get an RC for under $500, but you can get a beautiful railroad for $500. This cost me $250 for this, and I got a box in my closet full of rail cars. Got stacks and stacks of tracks. You can see them right there. There's more tracks right there. So you can build you a very good layout. You see on YouTube that big square layout that I have, and that's just part of it. I remember I used to have a road of tracks that went all the way across, and it was stuck to my wall. I used to sit right here, and it was just a big board that came right here. Big board came across, probably about 3 by 4 board, 3 feet by 4 feet, And it's set up, and I had rows and rows of switch tracks. And man, it was, and it went all the way around my room. It went all the way around it. But like I said, I got scared, and then went to the office yelling, and you're putting holes in the wall. So I took it down, and I put it on their doors. Yeah, these aren't their doors. This is wood that I bought from Home Depot. I bought 2 slabs. Got this one right here, and that one where my TVs, and I have another one outside. But I got 3 slices just in case I wanted to go all the way around my room. But the problem is finding something to put it on where they'll be even all the way around. And then you can build you up. Man, come on, guys. It doesn't cost a lot of money to build them. These guys, they're high-end guys, They have the money to go get $500 engines and all that stuff. But you don't have to have $500. You could take $500, get you a good engine like this. Get you some trucks like that. Get you some trucks like that. Build your, and be creative. Build your own stuff. Look. That's all pizza boxes back there, man. All of it. Look. And it looks like a railroad. You know what I'm saying? Like I was saying, Mike Buddy kind of got on Ken about that, because he didn't appreciate Ken scaring the viewers, whoever's watching, that, oh, God, you're going to pay thousands and thousands, 3,000, yeah, you're going to pay some money, but you don't got to pay all that at the same time, man. Little by little, man, your railroad got to grow. It grows like you do. It has to grow. Unless you just want a monster railroad like Monster Railroad, then you're going to pay some money for it. That's it. But you can build your railroad little by little. I just put a fence up. See? I made the fence, guys. Come on, bro. I made it, look. And it works perfectly, man. Look. Watch this. See? Works perfectly, bro. You know, now it's open where you can bring your engine out. You know what I'm saying? See, everything you can do yourself. You don't gotta spend, and look, and the clothes just as good. Look, see? You gotta spend all that money, man. You don't have to if you don't want to. And you can still enjoy your railroad. Don't let these people scare you that, oh God, I can't afford no railroad. I can't afford the hobby. The hobby's at all different levels. These are all different level people that enjoy the hobby. Ken Patterson, his look like furniture, but that's how he wants it. I might not want mine like that. Mine don't look like furniture. Mine look like a rail yard, see? And it looks like a great rail yard. And guess what? It works just as good. If I want to go all the way around, then I'll go all the way around. Look, I got tracks right there. I got, I can go all the way around too if I wanted to, but there's no need for it because this is all I need right here. And guess what? You can do an hour to a half an hour, maybe even 2 hours if you really wanted to, of service work on this railroad right here. And that's all you need, man. You don't need 5 or 6 hour sessions, unless that's what you want, man. And then the more you put on here, the bigger your railroad is, the heavier your load is, the more cars you have, the more things you can do, But don't be intimidated to get started because somebody's telling you you're going to pay some money, See, and he's still talking about how much it costs. You're scaring people when you say that stuff. But not that Ken's a bad guy, but you got to remember, this guy has his own house. He has a basement, and he can build his own stuff, as you can see. Let's go over here a little bit. See? And he can build his own stuff. He has a TV show called Ken Patterson, See? What's neat this week? That's his TV show. So he can pay. Look at that. See? There's other people that has railroads too that comes on this show. But what I'm saying is that don't let those people intimidate you. And that's a good example right there, Mr. Ken Patterson. Not that he's a bad guy, but because he has money to go get those things, he believes everybody should have that type of money to go get that type of railroad. But like Mike said, hey man, everybody's not where you're at, Ken. Everybody don't have the funds that you got. But don't take the railroad, like he said, don't take the hobby away from somebody who can't afford what you're doing. You're supposed to promote it, not decline it, make the person scared to go, oh God, I can't do it, This is cool right here. Guess what? If I want more, then I do more. But I can grow at my own pace. You know what I'm saying? God, that's my factory sounds right there, that red box right there. See? Creativity, man. Constantly thinking how to make my railroad even better. You know what I'm saying? Not letting these people intimidate me. Oh, God, I got to throw it away because my railroad's not as good as his. Trust me. If I wanted to make this railroad really bad, I could. But it doesn't matter to me. It's just for entertainment, man. That's all. So don't be intimidated by these guys. Look, there's a shoebox over there for my camera stand, so I can film my railroad. See his high-end engines? Look at his engines. He got railroad that goes outside. Remember I was telling you? You can take it outside all the way around your yard, see? And he got one that goes inside, see? But that's Ken. That he has the money to do that. It doesn't make him better than you. That just means he has more money. He has more, funds to do what he got to do. But look, entry-level railroading right here. And anybody will say this is a good-looking railroad. It is. And look, I use whatever I got to use. If I got to use matchboxes for my vehicles, I'm going to buy that stuff that they get. I don't have to. I'll go to the dollar store and I get some cars, man. $1.25 for these cars right here. And it does the same job as little plastic cars with no seats. Same job. No steering wheel. Same job with no people in it. Same job where you can see all the way through the car. You know what I'm saying? And look how beautiful these cars look. And they look right at home on here. I'm just saying, man. Look, my little we call them container boxes. I made those, man. You can see I made them. But see, you can't be afraid to move forward, man, because somebody said you can't afford it. You know, these guys, they have high-end money. We don't have high-end money. This is entry-level railroading right here. And he'll even tell you that this is a good-looking set if he's seen it. So, and you can do the same thing. All right, ball man out.